I had some connection issues there. So as I was saying about the thoughts we have, guys, do not attach any emotion to negative thoughts. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. So someone asked me a question. They asked me, how do you surrender to the universe? Hey, what's up? How do I surrender to the universe? You know what? You surrender to the universe by letting go of control or any outcome you think makes sense to you. Does diet have to do with the law of attraction? Nope. Diet just has to do with your overall health. The only thing diet does, I mean, diet is very important, but what it really does, it actually increases your vibration, raises your vibration so that you can be more optimal to create what you want. But look, I got to go back to the thoughts thing, man, because listen to this. We all think every day. So listen, thoughts come in your head all the time. But the problem is, it's not the thoughts we have, it's the ones we attach emotions to. So please, stop attaching emotions to thoughts that aren't serving you. You got to stop attaching emotion to any thought will make you feel less deserving, less worthy, less self-confident. Because I said before, all the thoughts are affirmations. They are commands to your subconscious. Every thought you say, every word you speak is like an affirmation. It's a command to your subconscious to do something. How do you stay positive when life is in chaos? You have to start to look in the bright side. Listen, in every situation, there has to be a bright side you can look at. There always is. All you have to do is just look, observe, and it'll come into your life. Aaron Wexler, accept. Let's see Aaron Wexler here. Well, you got to keep that in mind, guys. I know it's difficult to be positive because you're going through so much, but you got to always remember there's always the duality and everything.
Yeah, Mark.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing, man?
Oh man, this is such a blessing, man. Thank you so much for all you do and this container that you create for all of us, man. I just have to give you so much appreciation, man.
You're
Thank you.
welcome, man. You're welcome.
Yeah,
How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. And my question for you today is
Yeah.
on this idea of letting go. You know, that was my question that I asked about surrender, right? And like, I'm on this path right now of surrender and letting go, but sometimes, man, like throughout the day, those negative thoughts, like you're talking about, they creep up, right? And like, I would love some actual practical tips on letting go, you know? Yeah.
Right, right. So listen, the negative thought thing, we all experience that. I experienced that. Now, here's the thing about the negative thought. Uh, when they come into our head, the reason we give them so much attention is because they make us feel a certain way, right? So whenever you get your negative thoughts, you feel some type of way, don't you? It makes you either feel depressed or it feels like does it make you feel like it's true? It makes you feel doom and gloom, something like that, right? All right, so
Yeah.
here's what you want to understand. So how do I handle it? How do I fix it? I do it by understanding the makeup of a thought and the makeup of emotions and what they actually are. So what I do is whenever I get a negative thought come into my mind or my head, I'm aware that it's a negative thought, but I'm also aware that my body is giving me emotions because it remembers these thoughts are associated with something, right? I know that.
Right.
The next thing I do though, I innately understand that in order for a thought to be real, okay, anything, in order for something to be real, I mean, like to experience it, to have it, it has to be happening now. Everything creates now. So the next thing I do is I look and I ask myself, is this thought or this thing is it going on right now? Not next week or tomorrow, because that's what your mind will say. Your mind's smart. It's not going to tell you it's happening now because it knows now will give it away, but it'll tell you it's going to happen. This is what might happen. So if you notice, a thought is always going into a future or a past. The thought can never settle in the present. And the reason the thought will never settle in the present, because the present is too powerful for the ego, and the ego don't want to go in the present because it has no power. So I take myself and put it in the present. I look, I say, okay, why am I thinking this? This ain't even happening right now. And that really helps me to control it, and then it fleets away. So I guess the big picture is you have to do things that will make you become aware of being more present, and it will automatically eliminate that. But you got to understand what thoughts are: electrochemical signals. They aren't anything of impending real danger now. If they are, trust me, you will be experiencing your worst fears and all that stuff, and you never do. It's always like coming. It's like a coming attraction, but it never comes.
Right.
You
Right.
notice that?
Yeah, no, I feel that. But what about, and thank you for that. What about like when your mind goes to a past event, and it could be a negative past event, and it just kind of comes into your mind, and you're doing your best to stay in the present all day. You're doing your manifesting work. You're putting your attention on what feels good. But then that event, or that emotion from that event, like you were just talking about, that emotion that we attach to certain things, it comes up. How do we
Yeah.
just tell the ego to say, hey man, we don't need that right now?
All right. First of all, you got to understand that's the first thing you got to do to fix it. You can't look at it like it's a weird thing, because then you're going to feel like I'm not supposed to have this, which creates more resistance. So number one, you have to understand that having negative thoughts or thoughts from the past is normal. It just says that you're a human being. Remember how your brain works now, right? Your brain only cares about safety and reproduction. That's the brain. That's all the brain creates. So if you're getting a thought from the past, it's something to that. It's something your brain is reminding you about. That's something that reminds you to not take a risk or a chance because maybe you want to do something, and the brain's saying, "But this happened to us in the past. Remember this experience," and it fuels the emotion to keep you timid, so to not make a risk. So that's the first you understand. Okay, my negative thoughts or past thoughts are that. Then the next thing you got to do now, you go again and ask yourself, where is this thought? It's in the past. That's what I said. So I ask myself this question. The magic question I ask myself all the time. I do this out loud. I say, is this thought benefiting me or moving me towards what I want? Just like that. And I know the answer immediately. No, it's not. It's making me feel depressed. It's making me feel this. So I asked myself again. I said, Mark, don't you deserve to feel good and da 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 da?
Love
And
that.
my mind, my body says, yeah, you do. Then I say to myself, so why am I letting this guy mess it up? And that really kind of wakes me up. And I kind of just push the thought out.
I love that, Mark. I love that. Last thing, and then I'll let you get back to your live here. And I just love what you're doing, man.
No, it's
It's
good, man.
awesome.
If you ask questions, man, it's good. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. So the idea of surrender, man. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm an athlete, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm very driven with my goals. This is what I want. Like I love
Right.
how you talk about manifesting lottery wins, and like like we put our energy to something and we want that thing and we get real tunnel vision on it, right? But how do we
Yeah.
just surrender to the outcome? Right? Because I heard you talk a lot
Uh-huh.
about that, which is like, let the outcome go. Yes, this is what we want, but at the same time, whatever
Right.
happens is gonna happen.
Right. Right. So here's how I surrender to the outcome. I understand that the outcome is already outcomed. There is actually no outcome. The outcome is in the past.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
That means whatever I'm thinking has already happened. So there is no outcome. So I don't need to do anything. Do you need to do
Wow.
something if something has already happened? You don't need to do anything if it already happened, right?
Wow.
Now remember now, we're going into quantum mechanics here now. Quantum mechanics says that when the universe popped into existence, every possible outcome has already played out. Because when it popped in at a single point, and that single point is the present moment of time. So everything is happening simultaneously, all at the same time. Your birth, your death, all happening right this moment. But what happened is our minds and our eyes, our brains, we can't process that information. So we're always slow. We're always in a feedback loop, a delay loop. That's why you can't see your death and you can't see your birth at the same time. But they're right now, bro. You're alive and you're already dead as you're speaking to me right now.
Wow.
Your goals, you've already accomplished it, already done all of it right this moment. You just haven't caught up. It's because your brain processes information so slow. So
Wow.
that understanding paints a picture for me to making letting go easier because I innately know like, oh, because look, once I desire something, okay, that's the first step to create something. Not really create. I don't like to create, but you know what I mean, to manifest it, to bring it in from the unseen to the seen. So once I desire something, that's the first step. I'm gonna desire it. The next step I'm gonna do, I'm gonna think about it. When I think about it, I'm gonna put energy to it. So what I'm actually doing is I'm actually clearing out space to see what I couldn't see because I can only see 1% of reality. 99% of reality is hidden from our senses. So everything I want has already been created. It's called a probability of existence. So it's there, but it's in what we call a quantum state, a form of superposition. Until I observe it with my thinking, it's there. So that's why I don't become attached to any outcome because I know like, okay, think it, focus on it, project it, I'm going to receive it. The problem is this. We get attached to our feelings and outcomes because of our ego. That's the issue we have. So
Right.
the thing is to let your ego go out of this. And the understanding of what I just said, it will definitely help you do that. But what I just told you about how the universe began and the everything's happening now,
That's deep.
those are facts, man. People, when I talk about that, people look at me like, what is this guy talking about? That's some super science or super fiction or whatever. No, it's not. That's exactly how it works, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Mark, last thing, and I'll let you run, man. And again,
Mm,
I just appreciate you for this, man. You're just dropping knowledge all the time, bro. Um,
mm.
asking for help. How do we ask our angels and our spirit guides and our ascended masters for help?
Well, I usually do it in question forms, or I can do it in statements with like a confidence. So if there's something I want, I'd say something like, just to my higher self, I'd say, hey, how would it feel for me to have this or that, or what would my life look like with this? And then I could go this route, and I could just say just like that. I say, hey, you know that thing I wanted or I desired? Can you make it easier? Work out a way for me to do this. Just plain talk out loud, and then I think about it, and then to make this work though. Once I do it, I immediately let it go. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even think about it again. That's the secret to
Mm.
making this stuff work. It's like asking it, commanding it, but then you really got to like plug out. You got to plug out as if the answer is already there, and then like do what you're doing, and then boom, it's gonna come to you. Don't ask something and look for it. Don't do that. I know it's
Right.
natural human tendency to do that, but guys, we've been conditioned the wrong way. The universe don't work like that. People, I'll say this. People say, stop when you manifesting something. I always say, manifest something, but don't look for results.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Right.
It's gonna come because if you're looking for results, you're gonna push it away.
Mark, much appreciation, bro. I can't wait for our podcast. We'll do it soon.
Yeah, man. We'll do it soon. Thanks, man.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right, take care.
You too.
You too. Yeah, guys. So you're seeing how this stuff works, guys. It is a program of our consciousness that we create. It's our interpretation of the way we see our world. Guys, see how it works? Yes, Loves 27 says, open to everything, attached to nothing. Yeah, the thing is like, the more you